Prayer. Prayer is the act described as the ascension of a believer, the state in which one rises spiritually to the highest realms. The Quran emphasizes its importance by stating, establish prayer. Surely, prayer restrains one from indecency and evil. Surah Al-Ankabut, Ayah 45. But have we truly understood the essence of prayer? Does our prayer prevent us from immorality and wrongdoing? Are our prayers making us better human beings? Why is it that neither our prayers elevate our morals nor grant us spiritual ascension? The reality is that we have not grasped the true meaning of prayer. Allah warns in the Quran, then there came after them successors who neglected prayer and followed their desires, and they will meet their doom. Surah Maryam, Ayah 59. This verse forces us to reflect on how even regular worshippers can still follow their worldly desires, a trait of the nafs amara, the commanding self, which is rooted in indecency and heedlessness. Prayer is not just a physical act of bowing and prostration, it is much deeper. In Arabic, the word for prayer, salah, means connection, bond, or communication. The Persian word namaz translates to devotion, worship, humility, and submission. The five daily prayers are essentially a practice of remembering Allah, a conscious effort to immerse oneself in His presence. Allah states, establish prayer for my remembrance. Prayer serves as a reminder and a state of remembrance. When a person remains in constant mindfulness of Allah, even after finishing their physical prayer, they are in a perpetual state of worship. This concept is encapsulated in the saying, every moment spent in heedlessness of Allah is akin to disbelief. True prayer is to remain absorbed in Allah's remembrance at all times, reaching a state of such deep connection that one forgets oneself in the process. This elevated form of prayer is described as ordinary people pray 5 times a day, but lovers pray constantly. For lovers of Allah, prayer is not confined to rituals. It is a continuous conversation with their beloved. To them, prayer is remembrance, a means to maintain a perpetual connection with their Creator. Such individuals who envision their Lord before them and remain engrossed in His presence cannot fall into sin or immoral behavior. Their desires are no longer for this world but solely for their beloved. This is the prayer that becomes an ascension, a divine gift granted only to the fortunate. For the general masses, prayer is a ritual of bowing and prostrating. But for the lovers, prayer requires complete presence of the heart. When they renounce themselves, they attain spiritual ascension and divine vision. For the lover, prayer extends beyond the physical act. It becomes a way of life. Even when not in formal prayer, they remain in worship. They abandon worldly distractions and focus entirely on Allah. This is the essence of perpetual prayer, the state of being in constant awareness and remembrance of Allah. The Quran highlights the importance of inner submission. No prayer is accepted without presence of the heart. True prayer is not just physical prostration, but the prostration of the heart, a state where the lover's entire being is immersed in devotion. The ultimate purpose of prayer is spiritual ascension. Ascension requires the complete surrender of the self, achieved through humility, love, and devotion. When love for Allah permeates every fiber of one's being, it transforms the heart, mind, and soul. This love becomes a force that leaves no room for anything else. At this stage, the lover sees nothing but Allah, speaks only of His glory, and recognizes Him in every facet of creation. If you seek His vision, bow your head in prayer, detach from your ego, annihilate yourself in prayer. Only then will you behold the Spirit of Allah in prayer. Be like Hussein, offer your all in prayer. This is the eternal prayer, the state we experienced before creation. It was the act of seeing our Lord and responding with yes indeed when He asked, am I not your Lord? The essence of prayer lies in this eternal bond. It is the act of gazing upon the Beloved, a means of connecting with Him in devotion, submission, and love. True prayer is not limited to rituals, but extends to every breath taken in His remembrance, every moment lived in His presence. May Allah grant us the ability to understand and embody the true essence of prayer.